And welcome to another episode of Campaigns of Planes. This episode is number 33.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cow. We're getting up there in years, guys. I mean, episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Except for Eric.
He's 25.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm 17. I don't know why I'm hanging out with you.
No, you can't be
He's
here.
de-aging. You shouldn't be here.
No, you should be in bed, little boy.
What's that movie, Benjamin
You have
Button?
school
Is it
tomorrow.
Benjamin Button thing?
Yeah. It's like Benjamin
Yeah,
Button.
summer. I can do what I want.
They don't know what time it is.
No.
Getting
It's December.
fucking-
Oh.
Benjamin
I'm on
Button
Christmas
and
break.
shit. But yeah, anyway, guys.
Jesus loves you. Jesus.
This is episode 33. You can catch us every Friday on YouTube and see these bright young faces
So young. So young.
doing what we do best with a new episode every Friday. Make sure to like, subscribe, smash a comment. Is that what the kids say?
I thought we were tickling it.
Or are we tickling comments?
We're tickling things.
Fuck that shit up.
Sure.
I like that one.
I want you to
I
look
do
at,
want
I want you to
to
look
smash
at
a
that
comment.
subscribe button and I want you to fuck it up.
Yep. Just beat that ass. Anyway, we also have social medias. I think they're down in this general direction. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Are we doing a dance?
maybe
Pointing at the
TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever.
You're putting a Christian.
I don't watch these. I don't even believe in the internet.
If you can't,
Now he's 75.
if you
Okay,
can't
boomer.
/ don't like looking at things and instead like listening with your ear holes, Travis, tell them where they can do that.
Hi, family. Welcome to the de-evolution of our intro. If you've just had enough of this video, you can go and catch us on your favorite podcast platform, whether that's Apple or Google or Spotify. Hey, we're on just about every one of them, even those randos out there like, I don't know, Munch Hunter. Well, I don't know. That might be a lesbian site. I'm sorry.
Can we cut
Is that
Munch Hunter.
Hold on, I am Googling Munch Hunter.
And also, if that's not taken, you're buying that, right?
It's an Instagram. Someone already has an Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, anyway,
the revolution is completed.
with that, do something. I don't know. If you run away in the opposite direction, I don't blame you anymore. So let's keep going.
As long as that direction is
To
towards
munchhunter.com.
Towards
munchhunter.com.
follow, subscribing.
Do all of those
Ugh.
things. Anyway, who would attempt to decipher? Who wants to attempt to decipher Alicia's notes this week?
Yeah. Who wants to do it?
Who's gonna do it?
Don't be shy.
Paige, it's your turn. Go for it. Come
Christian?
on, Christian. Oh, it's Christian's turn.
It's pretty fresh.
I did. Okay, what if I just...
No, God, don't throw your tablet. This is upside. Oh, hey, look, it's not upside down. I was really hoping it would have stayed. That would have been great.
just try to read them upside down.
Group cocking adventure.
Cooking.
No,
What the
that's
hell?
clearly a C. That is not closed.
I don't close my mouths!
Well, after that group cocking adventure, you gotta close something, girl.
She's on a munch hunt.
Group
It's fine.
adventure. Well, if we were monetized, we're not anymore.
Oh, did we make money doing this?
No.
If we did, we don't now.
I'm putting...
Rear juggling. Oh, bear
That's
juggling.
part. Oh, rear jugging is part of the cocking adventure.
Okay, sorry. That's a bear.
Complete devolution.
There was a time when we were trying for the monetized, and I don't know. We were just giving up, I think.
How many times can you say cocking before you get demonetized?
I don't
It's not a
know.
real word.
How many
so-
times can you say munch hunt? Ellie makes a mini Marquies fan group.
Mhm.
Yeah. Becky. Nope. Becky nopes.
Becky, no,
She
she did.
Becky's some fish.
Squashed! Stop!
Stomps. Ah, yep. Okay, stomps some fish. Marquies meets his fan group.
Ellie, I'm dirty.
That was funnier when I remembered what that was about.
Becky's mom was a jerk and ripped her wings off. Rude.
Rude.
Yeah, that's
What?
rude.
Okay, yeah. I can't argue with that.
She's pink skin.
Something the
I
Milos.
didn't write that down.
Toss. Tell.
Huh. Yep, nope. Got nothing on this
Okay,
one.
start at
folks.
the beginning. What does it say?
I don't know.
Yeah, something the Miles, the Milos.
Yep. Skipping 2 words, Milos was someone who looked like him.
Oh, okay.
Test tube Milos.
Test
Yeah.
Test
tube
tube.
Milos.
Who's with my
Yeah.
dad?
Yeah.
It was Mr. Papa Milos.
Yep.
Castamere is his name. I looked it up.
Mr. Papa Milos.
Mr.
I like that nickname.
Papa Milos.
Papa Milos.
Yeah,
Sorry, Italian fans.
I would eat at Papa Milos.
me too.
You know there's some good food
That
there.
Yeah.
face, Christian.
Which the antonym?
Antitower.
That looks.
Which in the Antitower?
Sure, we'll go with
I read that
Antitower.
book.
The Lion
Lotosaurus,
in the Antitower.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Children's
Judging
book.
the anonym.
Okay, children's book. Becky is interested.
And reading about the witch in the Antitower. It's a children's book. Yep, that's what that
All
means.
right. Map. Old script. Giant. Old.
Yeah.
It's still old.
Yeah.
I'm.
No vegan.
I'm not.
I'm not vegan. You are not vegan.
I thought we were.
Too many vision summons chips away at soul. You can't do that anymore. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Capital Police
Oh, I
State.
don't think I wrote that down.
Special permission to enter city. Uprising squashed. You know what? You got enough information out of that. Emerald.
I'll be Emerald.
Emerald.
Yeah, I didn't know how to
Emerald
spell any
is
of
still
those things, so.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Sounds alright. Yeah.
Emerald's still I. Ruba.
Ruba cunt is what you wrote. You know it's not that.
Now we're demonic.
That was it. That was
Actually, it does say Rubicunt. Actually, it says Rubicunt. I'm not gonna lie, but it does say Rubicunt. Which is just a subgroup of Munchhunter. That is like the more kinky side of Munchhunter is Rubicunt.
Oh, Rubicant.
Rubicant!
Quinn is in.
Hiding. Hiding is probably the
Hiding
word.
and
That
fighting.
looks like an R, but we'll
Yeah.
go with hiding.
Okay.
Hiding.
Fighting Guardians and doing okay. Yeah, we. Yeah, I like
The
that
name
one.
of this episode might be
Labeled as heretic and working with a. Oh wait, with.
Albed.
Albed.
That's not what it says. Using Machina. Guardia.
Yep.
Oh, Garuda.
Yeah.
Does Garuda have an eye?
No.
No.
I mean,
Well,
she's got a bunch of wings, but
Fucking
no.
does now. Wait. Visions? Raj?
I think that's supposed to be Vizier Raj.
That
No,
makes
it's
a little
not,
more sense.
it's
Vizier
not Garuda.
Raj.
It's Guardian.
Grand
It's supposed to
Guardian.
say Guardian Vizier Raj,
Mm,
not Garuda.
Oh.
That's why it has an I in it.
yeah.
Well, I was confused because there's no N.
Ah, I got you.
I don't quite finish my words when I write.
Guardia. Vizier Raj, Grand Guardian, Jerk.
Big jerk.
Sapphirus? Wet? I like wet. That looks. I mean, it's probably Wea.
Might be moist.
Yeah, I don't know what that would mean, but yeah, wet.
Yeah, I mean, I like wet.
It got,
Go with
the
wet.
letters have gotten
Um,
big and capital. I would just like to explain the transition of type.
Maybe West?
We
Oh, it could be West, yeah.
West. That's West.
Oh, yes.
yeah,
West.
there is an S in that. West.
Oh, yes.
Uprising. Pure chaos.
Yeah.
They're getting bigger.
Bald shit.
What?
That's what it said.
Bullshit.
Blood shit.
Blood shit?
I don't know. Just what you wrote.
Oh, that's
Symptoms or something. I don't know.
Bloodshed.
So what is this?
It's much better than me reading them.
Bloodshed renew. Bloodshed renew. No way.
Need Nui.
Bless you.
I don't know.
Was that even an English sentence?
Did you
No.
have a stroke?
I think it might be in Spanish. I don't know.
Runner Eve floating city above capital.
Yes.
Yeah?
Population mad AF. Like Ding friend. Din.
Oh, yeah.
That's an S. What the fuck is that?
Friend in quotes.
Yeah, it was quoted. Crack in the faith crystal. What did the book say?
What does the fox say? What does the fox say?
Wow.
Blood shit.
This was The Descent into Madness, episode 32, revisited. Thank you. And now we continue on with 33.
Yeah, that was a pretty good synopsis. You missed the Becky thing where she went into the vision.
She wasn't there.
Right.
I wasn't there.
That was the only part of the recap we missed.
Yeah.
And I also
So-
forgot to write down that I got basically.
Like handcuffed.
What's the word I'm looking for? Lowjack?
Lowjack
Mm.
and house
arrested.
House arrested.
So that I can't summon the vision summons anymore.
So that's
What did
actually,
the book say? Oh, the book that Becky read. The text, the title from. That's what the book was.
and that's actually where we're gonna start. So we had ended on Becky snapping on the
It's not my
bracelet
color.
that she had gotten in, and took a vision quest
No, that's not.
back to Baron,
Wait, no, this way.
and had attempted to read some text on a book. Unfortunately, in a language that she did not read, but well enough that she was able to burn those images into her mind, come back to her body, and cast Comprehend Languages. And as she did so, she was able to read that the spell tome said, Quake.
Quake. Interesting.
That's a good franchise. I'm waiting for a sequel.
Quakera or Quakeaga? What?
Just Quake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He doesn't understand your magic
I
jokes.
know.
Yeah.
He hasn't
There
played
is that
Final
to me.
Fantasy. I'm calling Christian out.
I mean, I have. I don't.
I get it. We get it, man. It's fine. Anyway.
He fills in all of the gaps.
I feel like a lot of gaps.
Nah.
Sometimes you are
It's
the
okay,
gap.
we were demonetized like 20 minutes ago.
Why? Because I said rubber cut?
Yeah. And Munch Hunt.
And Munch.
I didn't say that.
It might have been the bloody shits or whatever that one
Bullshit.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't write that.
I didn't write it either. I think Christian just can't read my writing. It seems like a him problem.
Anyway,
This isn't TikTok.
so
I was told about TikToks once.
you all wake up in the morning and manage to grab some breakfast down below. A few of you had some tasks that you would like to do this morning. Who would like to go first?
Was Araha still with us, or did he leave?
No, he left at the end of the evening,
Oh,
but he told you that he would return after preparing for the journey in the morning.
Cool.
Becky, did you want to visit the library to find the tome that Ellie had talked about the night prior?
Yes, I do want to find that and see what I can learn about this story.
All right. So, you head to the library, and with the help of a small, younger gnomish lady, you manage to hunt down the book of The Witch in the Antitower. And it's almost exactly as Ellie had described, as it is a book for children. So there's a lot of embellishment about the witch. She was, typical children's fantasy witch, crooked nose, warts, black hat and cloak, with a black cat and broom and what have you. And it tells the tale of this witch and how she believed her power to be so unrivaled that she was going to build a gate to the heavens to defy the gods with her superior magical power. And she built and built and built with her magic, and the destroyer god saw this and took offense and hurled lightning bolts and twisters and earthquakes to try to bring the tower down, but to no avail. And eventually, the destroyer god attempted to bring it down with meteors from the sky, but ended up doing more damage to the surrounding area than did the tower. And so the goddess of nature stopped him and said, I have a better idea. We'll continue to allow her to build, and she can continue to think that she is building, but in reality, she will be pointing the tower downward instead of upward. And so it's rumored that the witch never knew the difference and continues to build her tower.
I guess. What?
I just picture Becky be like, this book's mine now.
No. Becky would probably. Does this book have other tales from the region?
There are other.
Like, is it an anthology, or is it just this one story?
Yeah, you ask the little gnomish librarian, and she says, "Oh no, that one's pretty much the only one that's kind of like that one." However, I think I saw something a while ago in Magical Histories. And she kind of motions you to follow her and brings you to a tome. And she says, I think I read this one a long time ago, but I believe that this one made mention to the tower. It's not really what the entire book's about, but I think it has a small mention in here. And she hands you a book, and the title is The Matron's Love.
The Matron's Love.
And I'm assuming you're cracking this one and seeing what you can read.
Yeah.
So this one is very rare for your country, as again, the main mode of worship is through the Aeons, as they are a more physically active and always present force of will of the divine. And 12 are mentioned here and there, but not really worshipped so much, as they are more selective with who they bless and when they bless. And this particular tome has a listing of one of the 12s, simply known as the matron, in this tome, and ways on how to appease her for better crops, plants that she personally favors in the wild. But then there's mention of magics that she and things that she detests, undead, anything that may cause withering, so corruption. And then it goes on to mention how there was a tower built by a witch, and this tower was built by draining the life from the area around it to build itself. And how the matron abhorred this type of magic. And so she reversed this magic and entrapped the witch in the tower. And there is a slight, when it gets to the witch, there is a slight explanation that the witch had used dark magics, void magics, to build her tower. And it said that the matron sealed a piece of that void magic in the tower so that the witch would continue to believe that she still had access to that magic and continue to be entrapped in this illusion that she was still building the tower.
Do you know what void magic is? Is that a thing Becky would know?
I think she has an idea or two.
Taking fucking notes, y'all.
And then it goes on with more deeds and naturely things.
Well, I think obviously the little chunk of void magic still stuck in the tower piques Becky's interest, not only for her own personal goals, but she thinks back to her meeting with Diabolos. thinks about how his power is supposedly scattered across the land. So, definitely taking note on that. But also, I think it interests her that the matron tests the undead, and Becky and Marquies has recently had a interaction with a supposed god who detests the undead. I think she wants to look through the library and try and find anything more on the matron or on what's his name? Nodthal.
Go ahead and so the librarian will be helpful here. So I'll allow you advantage because she's helping you out.
Okay.
She says that it's really hard to find any books on the 12, and that this particular book is actually very old. The Matron's Love is. And that she doesn't know because she's only worked the library for roughly 40 years. She hasn't had a chance to personally read every book. So she doesn't, she knows of the books that are probably in the library, but she hasn't personally read all of them. But when you describe this character, she will attempt to help you. So why don't you go ahead and make me an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. Glad I had advantage. Let's see. That's investigation. 22.
All right. So you find a book known as the Trader's Ledger. Traders. So in the book, it does go on to describe. It seems to be at first this countenance of how to conduct business properly, and parts it reads like a ledger.
That tracks.
What's that?
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How best to run a business. And it gets really dry for a while. Until it starts to talk about the flow of souls and the life stream. It's almost as if this book was written by like two different people with completely diverging interests writing one book. It goes on to describe the traders, as they are known, as the two different individuals as one. Nald, N-A-L-D, is the keeper of living and commerce. Thal, however, is the keeper of the dead and of debts. And together, they are known as Naldthal. And basically, it goes on to describe that their job is to weigh the souls after death, to see if they've led a meaningful life. Not necessarily a good one. But if they have, then they'll pass on to one of the afterlives. That's not really their domain. But if they haven't, and they're judged as a stagnant soul, they will be returned to the life stream to be reborn. And then it starts to ramble into more ledger talk about how best to collect on debts and when interest should be applied. And yeah, it's really weird. Anybody like trying to find some answers to the book and reading like the first couple of chapters would only read like this commerce and rules of trade, and then like if they were looking for something at the back of the book, they would just get this like how best to collect debts and when to apply stuff. But right in the middle, there's this moment of clarity on the traders themselves.
Okay.
Very eccentric book.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think after reading all that, Becky takes her notes and would probably head back to Elar's.
Anybody else doing anything this morning before you set off?
This is we're spending the day here and leaving in the next day, or is this the next day?
This is the next day, and you're about to leave.
Okay. How many hours did I get reading my book? So I would have spent the whole last day reading my book.
Which book are you reading?
I'm reading the one that will give me more.
The 40-hour book.
The 140
Wisdom?
hours. Yeah, the wisdom book.
I would say the night prior you'd probably been able to read for another 2 hours. And this morning, if you're reading again, probably another 3.
So 5 total?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ellie's gonna read probably all morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine Marquies is gonna be like doing whatever he does with his weird crafting with chemicals. So when everybody gets up and leaves, Ellie stays in her big comfy robe on. She puts her hair up in a big old poof on top of her head, and she starts making some tea. She puts a straw in one and slides it over to Marquies, and then she'll sit like right next to him and pull her book out and put it in her lap, and then just start reading. I'll be quiet, I promise.
Okay.
Poppy's like playing with his
Yeah.
feet. Or...
Yeah, he's like looking for something on his table he needs, and he's like, "Where is it?" Poppy is holding it on the floor, like batting it around. Like
Cat's
this.
bapped off a couple of vials.
Yeah,
onto
there's
the
a vial
floor.
rolling around the floor, and Poppy's chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that cat back and forth bap.
I don't actually know why she's doing this because I'm not telling her to. I think she's just fully embodied cat. Also, that string is full of face saliva now. Sorry. And then after she reads those, 3 hours that she gets in the morning, she's going to be like, okay, yeah. Do you think I'm going to need this today?
What?
Well, I can up-summon Poppy twice, and I kind of want to attempt to summon Titan again.
So which one? What are you asking?
I'm thinking of, do you think I'm going to need both of these today? How much danger do you think we'll be in while we're traveling?
I really don't know.
Okay. It's going to be better to try and summon him when I'm in a place that is familiar and I'm not stressed. So, I'm just going to sit, like, on a pillow next to him, like, crisscross applesauce. I'm going to be like, okay, potty. Okay, Poppy. Poppy. Give Marquies back his vial.
Baps a round vial back over to
Good. Okay.
Marquies' feet.
Now, you are Titan. Okay? Think like Titan thoughts. Got it? Perfect.
Wow.
And I'll pull out the Titan crystal. Try to stuff a Titan.
Alright. Go ahead and give me a. Just give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check, not wisdom save.
Yep.
12.
Poppy gets down on the ground, like presses her paws into the ground, kind of does a little bit of clawing on the ground, a little bit. Tail starts to puff out a little bit, and then she starts to glow like she's going to change.
Is she evolving?
Should you maybe not be doing that in...
Shh, you're gonna break my concentration.
You
Oh, she stopped.
You're gonna break the house.
Titan's it's not gonna be full-size Titan. It's gonna be like...
Mini Titan.
Are you sure?
Well, Garuda wasn't that big, so... But Titan might be bigger. I don't know. I'm new at this. This has been my job for like
You should maybe...
2 weeks tops.
Yeah, you know, maybe you should just practice outside.
Did you feel a little bit like Titan? At this point, I just hate Reese. It's his fault that I can't do this. And he put me in this fucking mess. And I just start pouting.
Well, maybe you should stop trying to blame other people.
I'm not making you any more tea.
That's quite alright. There's nothing that blaming them will do for you.
Well, yeah, I know. I can still be mad.
And what does that get you?
I don't know, Becky's mad all the time. It seems to work for her.
I'm not sure that she's mad, but,
She acts mad.
well, she's
She
going
was
through
so
a lot.
loud when she got up this morning, she made the whole house rattle.
Just with her personality.
I think she just had a really bad day yesterday.
It sure seems like a lot of rough things have come up for her.
I'm gonna punch her mom in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's what friends do. They punch each other's moms in the face. Don't make her mean. My mom's nice, so don't punch her.
As you are talking, you see that the door frame just kind of like darkens, like something standing in almost the entirety of the door frame, and you see a familiar face kind of lean down and like knock on the door and look in and be like, hey, is Din there? It's Gregor.
Oh, she's still sleeping. I think she's under the bear.
Under the bear, or is she the bear?
Not sure, really.
I don't know how long the bear lasts, so could be both.
Din?
She's not a bear.
Do you like crawl out
Yes,
from underneath
crawl
the
out.
bear? Okay. And yeah, you see Gregor, and he's like waving a piece of paper, a rolled up piece of parchment in his hand, and he's like, "Hey, I got word back already."
Oh. Like scrambled to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for you. Had this like claw-looking symbol on the front of it.
Oh. Give me.
Yeah, and he's stooping in here as he's a giant. You know, he's a Goliath. His head's like doing one of those sideways things where like the top of it's still hitting the roof of this apartment.
Like, sit if you need to. That looks uncomfortable.
Oh, thanks. And he like sits, but like he's still as tall as a lot of you are as he sits. Din, you look at this piece of parchment that's rolled up. It looked normal size in Gregor's hand, and now that you're holding it, it's pretty big. And it has a claw mark that you're very used to seeing, or at least you're aware of what this means. You open up the parchment and on the inside, scrawled in like a black charcoal, is a message in Draconic. You read it, and it says, "Dear Din, I've heard from your letter of Ishay's predicament. As you know, I taught all of you how to bring calm to your beasts. But you should also know that when you bring calm to the beast brings part of its soul to you as well. The totems that you keep contain this essence. And if the magic is broken violently and the connection severed, there is a chance that the beast stays and the calm leaves. This is old magic. Something that those in the area you're in should not know. And I'm tasking you on finding whoever it is that knows how to break this magic and bring me their teeth. And it has the same claw mark on the outside, and it simply ends with the letter A in Draconic. And Gregor's like looking, and he's like, "So is it say what we're supposed to do?"
I gotta find out who messed her up.
So I should keep her?
Can you?
I mean, no offense, she's not any different than a beast I'd keep in a cage anyway. I mean, at least I can take care of her.
Treat her like a beast. Whatever.
Alright. Just, be careful. Don't want you winding up like her.
Didn't you could wind up like that? Who knows? It'll be fine. We really can't trust anyone. Okay, no one's allowed near Din. Why are we trusting her? We can trust him. We met him before. We met the other day. You know, everyone after, like, the night before yesterday, everyone knew we can't trust her anyway. But everyone we knew beforehand is okay. Okay. Perfect. You just made the cut.
He thumbs up and smiles awkwardly. I'm gonna go now.
Okay. Wait, do you need money to help take care of Jen's person? Kind of friend?
I mean, it'd be helpful.
I don't have money. I was like, I don't have money. Who has money? I don't have money. Do you have money? I don't have money. Marquies?
I have spent almost all of it.
How much money does it cost to feed a person?
A couple copper a day.
I give him 50 copper.
Hey, it helps.
Feed the animals. Take care of Din's friend. And we will. What are we supposed to do? As we're going to mess her up, we're gonna go mess someone up.
All right. Good luck. He ducks down out of the entrance again.
I'm glad I got rid of all that copper. It was just at the bottom of my bag.
Let me just scoop up the copper at the bottom of my bag.
It gets heavy.
Anybody else doing anything? Asher?
He would probably go into his little room with his Moogle friend.
Okay. So yeah, you all see as Asher picks one of the walls that's not being thoroughly occupied and takes a key out of his pocket and like puts it into the wall like it's gonna unlock something. And as he touches the tip of the key to the wall, there's a door that forms around the key, and he turns the key and the door actually swings inward.
This would be more weird if we hadn't seen your mother do it before. I like your door.
Thanks.
It fits you. Both this way and also it feels like Asher's door.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so yeah,
Are you gonna go and do materia stuff?
Go and see what can get done. He's only been here for a little bit.
I have a hunting trap.
Trying to catch in.
We're gonna do a hunting trap. I have a potion? What is this inventory?
are you on the right character?
I am.
Where did you get a potion? I don't have a potion.
I don't know where I got a potion
I think
either.
someone gave us potions. I think I have a potion too.
Oh, I don't.
I think we got a potion, like basic potions a long time ago.
Yeah, it's just a regular potion.
So you step into your forge, and even though it's morning outside, it's always like that nice, almost midday sun coming in through the windows that are in your forge. And Magpie immediately flies to the center table, puts on his tiny little apron, grabs his tiny little hammer. It's cute.
Looks like we're gonna get to work.
Cool.
Like his little, I assume he has a little furnace on there, and
Yep.
just kind of looks around and sees he's only been in there one other time, so he's trying to remember what things does and where he's where do we start?
And so you remember that there is a machine here that when you put a magical item into, it produced a new materia by consuming that magical item. And then you also had the other piece of machinery that when you place a normal piece of equipment in here, gave that piece of equipment slots to be able to put materia into.
He would probably go to the one to make slotted items,
Mm-hmm.
and he has just a basic shield.
Okay.
Probably put a shield in there. Thinking we'll start with this.
All right. Go ahead. We're gonna do this forging roll again.
Okay.
So add your strength and your wisdom modifier to your d20 roll.
Strength and wisdom.
Yep.
Okay. Do I get advantage because of the familiar?
I will say that he can give you advantage on one roll right now. Whatever you're doing in the forge. So.
Okay. We'll just do this by itself.
Okay.
And we should have not done. That is 8.
I mean, you could still ask him to help out.
Let's try that again.
Okay.
That would be 15.
So, you place the shield in this almost press-like machine, and Moogle hops up to the bar to help you press it down. And where beforehand it was definitely a pretty heavy physical.
It charges when you attach it to the.
Heavy
That's
physical
what
activity.
charges
It seems like the Moogle, although Magpie is very small,
it. It just charges it.
makes this act much easier.
Oh, you're good at this. Have you done this before?
And he kind of flexes.
Oh.
Little Moogle flex.
Oh, pat on the head. Play with his little pom pom.
But yeah, so this particular shield is now a +2, or a 2-slotted shield. Not a +2, but a 2-slotted shield.
Yeah, because
Yep.
it has to be magic item to be. Oh, yeah. Just yeah.
Yep. So it can.
Normal items make slotted items. Magic items make materia.
Yes. And then you remember your table also allows you to place
Yeah.
a materia.
So there's 3.
Three
areas,
main
basically.
areas in here. Yep.
Okay.
There are also aspects of a regular forge in here, so you get the idea that if you had the right steel, leather, that kind of thing, that you could probably make items as well with time.
And would those just be basic items, or that would
Yep,
be...
they'd just be basic items.
Okay.
But in theory, you could make a sword, put slots in it, and then put
Yeah,
put
you-
some
it's like,
stuff
yes.
in the slots.
Yeah.
Then destroy it if you wanted to.
Exactly. Build it again. It's just my Lego dungeon.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%.
You'd be like, oh, well, that was pretty cool. Should we try something different?
Cool.
Okay. So he would go over to the materia one,
All right.
and he'd be like,
What kind of material do you have?
I don't have any. I have all the materia I have. I think I've been using because I think I have a bunch of +1 materia, and I think I have a +2 materia. They're slotted, but I don't have any anything besides pluses. But he would take out the vicious warhammer he has,
Okay.
and be like, "Well, got this. I don't use it. I should just see what happens, right?"
Cool.
Oh, okay. I agree. And then he would shove it in the box. I don't know. In my head, it's just box. He has to put it in.
Yeah, sure,
But,
sure.
he would melt down or whatever and see.
It's your forge, man.
Yeah.
However it looks.
Yeah, in my head, it's like a box that he puts it in and beats on it or whatever. But
So yeah, that's the vicious warhammer. I believe was the one with
Yeah.
crits, right?
Crits on
yeah,
19.
crits on
19 and 20?
just on 20.
Wait, what?
No,
it
it
says
sh-
when you roll a 20 on your attack roll.
oh, it should be 19 and 20.
Oh, that's what it has in here. But-
Okay. Well, anyway.
But whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the special crits, right?
Yep. So let's go ahead and have you make another forge check.
Okay.
Fortunately, you did use
Yeah.
Moogle's or Magpie's help this
Hopefully
already.
I don't melt this down and just melt it.
14. So yeah, you're able to produce a vicious materia.
Okay.
So any weapon that you slot this materia into will crit on a 19 or 20.
And then okay, yeah.
I thought intelligence was your crafting, not wisdom.
I'm just rolling what the DM says to roll.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot. Should
Oh.
be your intelligence. So
Oh, well, everything would be 2 more then.
okay.
I don't know if that affects. anything.
So that would have made that. What was that? Was
2
Seven.
slotted.
It was
Oh.
17 for the first one, and then 16 would be for this
So it'd
one.
still be 2 slotted on the shield.
Yeah.
So you're still good there on that one. And then what was the second roll?
14, so it would be
16?
16.
Okay. So on a 16, that actually makes the crit on 18s through 20s.
Holy shit. Damn.
I need to. So it's intelligence and strength.
Yep, instant strength.
I was like, wisdom was your dump stat, I thought.
Yeah.
So I was
But-
like, that doesn't make sense.
But we made my dump stat that before we made with this. Like we went with this route. So
Oh, gotcha.
So I wasn't surprised when it was wisdom.
So yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna slot that one?
Yeah. So
Slot it in something.
So I think the only thing I have that's like a weapon that has slots is the sword of the green word, which I think
believe you have your +2 in it right
I
now.
think I just have a +1 in there.
Okay.
I think the +2 is in my chainmail.
Oh yeah.
But assuming you can't put that in your shield because you
Because you
can't.
can't crit.
you
It's-
can't attack
It's
with
a
your
weapon.
shield.
It's not a. That's an armor, right?
Yep.
So he would probably. So third table like slots things. Does it? So can you unslot without the table? Can you, or do you need to use the table to unslot?
So
You know what I mean? I assume there's like a button
yeah.
that just pops out.
So yeah, you need the table to unslot, but it doesn't like take any charges from your room for the day for that.
Oh, you have charges for your broom?
We do. I'm not sure what they are, but I know
Oh,
it
okay.
eventually wears out, so I can't just.
Can't just be a factory.
Yeah.
right?
I got
At
you.
this point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I have a +1 in the sword.
Yeah.
So I could take the +1 out of the sword, could put that into the shield, and have a +1 shield, and then I could put the vicious materia into the sword and crit on 18, 19, 20.
Mhm.
Right? Do I have to roll for slotting? I don't
No.
remember. Okay.
It just takes the charge from the room.
So he'd probably like do that if he could, like do that swap.
So yeah, you pop the +1 materia out of the sword. Actually, I'm gonna have you make me roll me an intelligence check real quick, because I believe your guys' proficiency modifier is 3 right now, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So that would be an 11.
That's enough to know that you kind of look around at kind of getting the vibe of this room. Since this is only the second time you've really used this room, you look outside, and where it was that nice midday sun, it's kind of that sun's about to go down. So you get the idea that looking around, the machines in the room might be able to be used one more time. So before you unslot,
machine?
what's that? The room itself, like
Oh.
today. So you can unslot the +1, but I believe the Greenward Sword has 2 slots.
Oh, does it have 2? I thought it said 1.
Yeah, no, because
Well, then he would probably just put the vicious materia in that, so you'd have a +1
Okay.
plus that.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can craft more materia?
Well, it's by destroying magical weapons.
Yeah. So if we find magical weapons, I can make materia.
not just weapons, but
well, like magical items.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you essentially extract the effect.
Mhm. and it could be better depending on the
The higher I roll,
mhm.
the better it is. Yeah, it went from a 1920 to 18, 1920 when I roll better. That's
So, question about his room.
Mhm.
I'm sure this is all new stuff, right?
Yep.
Is it only something that him and the Moogle can do? Or is that something some of us can help him with? The only reason I ask is because I specifically have part of my backstory as I helped one of my friends with, like, Machina.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that could have pertained. Like, obviously I didn't know this was a thing,
yeah.
but it just happened to be part of my backstory. But it's fine if it's just a him thing. I was just curious.
we'll say that you probably didn't. I don't know. Did you go with
I mean, I probably wasn't there for this. I'm just saying
Okay.
future use. Just curious if that's a thing you've thought about.
We'll say that information gets shared because Ellie would have probably definitely been interested about Asher's room. And as she like tries to walk into it, like her face goes flat.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ellie would never.
It's
She's
it's
invited
at this
already.
point right now. Asher's so new in the game, it feels like it may just be an Asher room.
That's what I figured.
But
But like,
maybe you have to be invited in, and she wasn't invited.
that's
It
true.
could be too.
Right?
'Cause your mother, her room let us all in, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, cool.
But she was also more advanced, right?
Right.
And she was also Joker.
You gotta
Right,
level up your,
She
your
was,
room.
though.
No, she wasn't Joker.
I
She,
think there's two different people.
yeah.
I think we legit met her, but I don't know. It was months ago.
Yeah.
That might have been like 2022.
But yes, you're able to
Okay.
slot this materia, this vicious materia, into the Greenwood sword.
Okay.
And as you do so, the fires of the forge in this room, as well as the light outside, seems to take on that.
Dusk,
Yep.
basically.
And everything kind of seems to power down here in this room.
So you have 3 charges per day.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
At this point.
perhaps different machines cost different charges. We don't know.
Who knows?
It's 1 charge per use.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
3 charges.
Okay, cool. There you go.
And maybe they'll go up
So we can just make
when
a
your
bunch of materia.
proficiency goes up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Oh.
it's based on your proficiency.
There you
That makes sense.
All right. So Magpie hangs up his apron and his hammer in the room. Kind of does one of those like things where he hangs it up and it's lopsided, so he goes back and like straightens it out and makes sure his apron's hanging straight.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and you guys both leave the room. Anybody doing anything else?
I like to think that Becky comes as Asher's leaving his room and she says, "Oh, you were crafting? Oh my god, that's so cool."
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, but you can go in and watch him. My nose hurts.
It's okay. You can have your thing. I totally understand that.
You're just so cool. I wish I could watch you be awesome.
It is really
Maybe
cool.
sometime You can join me.
Maybe you can tell me. Give me a good picture.
And like, you must have to be so smart to be able to do
He's
that
the
sort of thing.
smartest.
Oh, laying on a little thick there, honey, aren't you?
Working it in stages.
Mm.
Am I the smartest? I don't know.
I do.
She thinks you are, at least.
Oh, that makes me the smartest.
Yeah.
I think you're the smartest. I mean, it's probably Marquies, actually, because he's a detective and he's really good at,
Oh my god.
like, dissecting. This isn't a fan thing. His job is to dissect crime scenes and figure out what happened. You have to be pretty smart to do that. I think. And he makes chemical bombs. You really have to be smart to not blow yourself up. And I can't tell you if he has all of his fingers because he's wearing gloves. So
Maybe
some of them might be wooden.
Do you think he
We
does
would
have
never
a
know.
face because he blew his face off? Do you think he's covering like horribly like scarred face?
It doesn't matter, Marquise. You still have a well, you know what? I don't know how good your soul is either.
Tarnished and used.
Mhm.
But you are an amazing person.
Thanks.
And we'll figure out how tarnished your soul is later.
See how heavy it weighs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would have been gone while they were doing all their stuff, because I would want to commune at some point during the day, and maybe not necessarily. I mean, I can summon my buddy, which I forgot his name.
Dusty.
Dusty. I'll summon Dusty just so I can ask him a question. I'm not planning on going in combat or anything, but I will ask him, how does our journey look in the days ahead? Does the path look dangerous?
So you reach out with your senses again and listen to that tone of earth one more time, and you begin to feel that familiar marshaling of energy as Dusty begins to take shape. Something starts to hurt your leg.
What the fuck?
And
Okay.
you look down and you see this metal that seems to have not been there before surfaced to your skin, and it is lined with these like neon red and blue lines in intricate patterns, almost like they're spelling something, but also sleekly designed. And those patterns suddenly drop down your leg and travel along the ground to Dusty, and Dusty begins to like shake, and these lines begin to form intricate patterns and change the rock from that brown earthiness to this almost dark black rock. And there is almost a melding of earth, also of magic, and possibly even machine here, as it looks like where Dusty would have a face, there is one glowing blue orb now that kind of forms as this kind of metallic iris opens up, and where Dusty's voice or feelings were conveyed in that earthy, rumbling tone, suddenly it is speaking to you in more of a robotic voice. And as it speaks, the blue orb on its face begins to search around for, like, looking for something. And the orbs kind of pulse, or the lines of power kind of pulse as it speaks. And it says, "Prince, return home. Return home."
Why do I need to return? What's going on? What's going on at home that I need to return for?
The prince must return home and reclaim the throne.
Why am I Can I tell that it's like? Can I tell that it's like actually answering me, or is it just like regurgitating stuff at me type of thing?
It is more or less repeating a message. Broken, but as though it were a pre-recorded message almost. The prince must return home. The prince must claim the throne. The Allegan throne. Reclaim the Allegan throne.
Do I recognize what an Allegan throne is?
No. Up until you had this vision, you'd never even heard of the term Allegan before.
Right. Because that was the Allegan report, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need... What's an Allegan throne? What are you talking about?
The prince must remember Allegan birthright, and you see as the orb flashes, and suddenly it's like these memories come flooding back to you. You don't remember any of these memories. But the memories of one time when you were smaller, you've been playing in your aunt's throne room. Sometimes you'd sit upon her chair when nobody was looking.
Yeah, I would. Milos and I would.
I feel like that would be something any kid would do.
Right.
But as you were sitting there, you noticed that there is a small switch on the inside of her seat. And being an inquisitive kid, you look around to see if anybody is watching, and you touch that button. And something clicks at the back of the chair. It sounds like something like metal releasing from metal. You hop down from the chair and go around the back of the chair, and you see that there is now a staircase leading below the throne. And a very familiar lines of blue and red that look almost similar to the ones that are currently inhabiting Dusty. And suddenly you hear your aunt. Milos, you shouldn't be there. And she has, as you turn around, she has a hand up and you just see a flash of light. And then you come back to your senses. And Dusty is there, just kind of standing there. He no longer has the orb or the lines of power.
What happened, Dusty? What was that? Did you feel any of that? What happened?
Gareth Elemental just kind of looks around and is like...
You don't... Oh, okay. It must have been in my head. That was weird. I'm getting the feeling I'm supposed to go home. Well, since I haven't asked you a question yet today, does the travel home look dangerous?
And you see as Dusty looks instinctively towards the east and turns back to you and says, the road will be tough. It is fraught with many perils.
That's exactly what I was expecting you to say. Not great. Cool. Well, after that odd experience, I make my way back into town and kind of shake it off and try and push it to the back of my mind. And I'm going to try and find Raha's place. I'm hoping that he would have told me if I had asked him, like, hey, where are you staying last night? but I would have tried to do it in secret. I obviously didn't want a certain someone calling me out on it.
Oh, sure.
Someone's got real big ears, though. Ellie hears everything.
He would have been like, "Don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow morning."
Oh, I was gonna make a stop at your place in the morning, but if you're coming back, it's fine. It's nothing.
You do see him when you enter the gates, actually heading towards Eiler's home tree. So you can walk with him as you now see the rest of your party kind of gathering at the entrance to that home tree. So,
if I had a moment before we catch up with the party, I would ask him about the elegant throne and see if that sounds familiar to him, since he's the only person I would know that might know about that.
He thinks for a moment. He's like, Alec, and he kind of like rolls it around in his mouth and kind of thinks as he like rubs his chin with his gloved hand, and he's like, seems familiar. I think I read something about it once back home. I can't recall it right now. I apologize.
Can I try and do an insight check and see if I can tell if he's lying?
Absolutely.
I'm not good at this. That's only a 10.
Yeah, seems like he's being pretty truthful.
Well, I appreciate your insight. I've been having some weird happenings going on, and that phrase seems to stand out to me. Anyway, and then I would just banter about, like, oh, do you know this person that, lives in our region, blah, blah, blah. Have you met this person?
Oh, yeah, can you believe the queen being branded a heretic? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's not a heretic. I mean...
Nobody's been more faithful to the faith.
Of course, yeah. I mean, she can do no wrong, though.
Obviously.
But we were just banter about, like, oh, I miss, I don't know, the cactar or whatever that we would randomly see. We don't see those out here anymore, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just catch up on stuff from the desert.
Fair enough. You guys approach the group as it is gathered outside the home tree. You see as Eiler approaches, and he has a couple of packs for you guys. Mostly dried rations, enough for about a week's travel. He also produces a small pouch. He's like, I know it's not much, but I do hope it helps you on your journey. And he hands you a pouch with 100 gold and 50 silver.
For each of us?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of gold.
Absolutely not.
Okay, you said 100 gold, 50 silver?
Yep.
Milos should hold on to it.
What? Why me?
Because you are more responsible than me. You are more... Actually, I feel like you're more responsible than all of us, except for maybe Marquies. But Marquies would spend it on components for his potion things.
I mean, that's fair. I will put it in my inventory, and if any of you need any, just let me know.
I would spend it on snacks.
I know you would, dear. It's fine.
Where are you going to spend it? Out in the wild?
Snacks.
I imagine her giving money to a monster and...
Yep,
like,
100%.
being like, can you get me a snack?
Right. Okay. So, we're heading to the Chocobos, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Sounds good.
Before we leave, I will give Eilar a big hug. And I'll say, please don't die. Stay safe. Stay safe.
And he'll actually, very uncharacteristically, give you a very big, tight hug. And he's going to whisper in your ear so nobody else can hear. Stay safe. I don't want to lose another child.
We'll see each other again.
He nods and puts you at arm's length.
I'm sorry, I'm writing. Well, this is in English. Okay. Well, I promised Milos I would learn how to send messages really far with magic. So as soon as I figure that out, I'll send you a message.
I'll look forward to it.
Shall we go?
Yeah, I don't have anything else I need to do. Anyone else?
No, I think we need to start heading out.
Alright. So, you guys head out the eastern gates, and the main road only travels south. The Chocobo trail, or the Chocobo area on the map, is marked as northeast. To travel in this direction, you are going to have to travel through the forest. So, you guys are traveling through the thicket of the forest. Who wants to roll a D100?
Paige, roll it.
do.
We're hunting chocobos.
Yeah, this is for you. Let's do it.
That
Page
100,
quest.
100.
And it's 57. 57. So, you guys are traveling in the dead of this forest. This is thick, coniferous-style forest. There are a number of down trees, not very many open meadows among these tight-knit trees. You do have to almost cut a swath through this forest, as the grass is definitely tall here as well. And it seems like the day is going decently well, but you do come across a very oddly placed clearing here. Out of the norm for what you've seen thus far. This clearing is tidy, almost. Like perhaps somebody's front lawn, or somewhere where perhaps wild goats have been. It seems like this perfectly rounded area in the middle of all of these trees has been cleared of tree and root, but like it's a perfect circle of perfectly cut grass. And as you guys come along that grass, you see very old wooden waypost sign. And the sign itself is illegible unless you guys get up closer to it. As, like I said, it's not the type of lumber that has been like polished at any point in time, but rather like somebody has like cut like a chunk off a tree, stuck it in the ground, bark and all, and then had put like old bark signs that barely look like it's pointing in a direction. And this particular signpost has 4 different guide signs on it, pointing in different directions. Seems like one of them is like hanging, like kind of down. like maybe at some point in time one of the nails had fallen off. And then the other 3, one of them points in the direction that you guys are going, and then the other 2 are pointing, one to the northwest and the other to the southeast.
Somebody go read it.
How close do we have to get to read it? Like, do we have to be like a couple inches? Can we do it from like 5 feet?
You're probably going to have to get about 5 feet, as this sign looks worn.
Could I like clean it in any way to make it more legible?
Probably. Your prestidigitation could probably get rid of the dirt and dust and grime that's been built up, but it's also overgrown with like moss, which you'd probably have to scrape away.
Okay. Well, prestidigitation is 10 feet, so I'd get within 10 feet, start cleaning it, and see if I can make anything out. If not, I would get closer.
Yeah, I mean, your prestidigitation wipes away a lot of the dirt and grime, but it is very moss weathered, as the bark is still on this side. It's almost like somebody had taken like literally a piece of bark and like carved into it. So the moss is really what's making the worst of it right now.
Okay. Well, I can't seem to get it quite clear. I mean, I can try and use a dagger or something, try and scrape it off, unless you guys have a different... I mean, I don't want to burn it. It might destroy it.
If we get close enough, can we just read it?
Well, perhaps. It looks like it's partially covered. We might have to take some of the vines and moss off, unfortunately.
Does anyone have, like, chalk or charcoal or something?
We probably have something in our spell components. Why do you ask?
Well, I'd take some of that and some parchment and walk up to the sign and, like, do a rubbing over there to try and find the, like, anything that was carved in there to try and make it more legible.
Sure. That's one way to do it. So, are you doing all 4 signs, or are you doing one specific sign?
I think I would just start on the bottom sign and work my way up.
Okay. So, you're doing all of the signs.
Yep.
Okay. So, the one sign that's pointing where you guys are going, actually does say Chocobo Forest. And is pointing in the direction that you guys are going. The sign that points to the northwest says, "Mist ahead, be careful."
Not that way.
The sign that points back to the southeast says, "Whichever leads."
Whichever leads?
Mm-hmm. WITCH.
Oh, okay.
And the sign that kind of seems to be hanging off by one nail and pointing to the ground. You look, Becky, at this particular rubbing, and it says something helpful.
Like the words?
The actual words.
The actual words say something helpful.
In which, that's the one that's broken?
Mm-hmm. And pointing kind of at the ground.
Okay. Well, that's not very helpful at all.
Unless it's actually pointing down and we have to dig.
That's a possibility. Looking at, like, the post, can I see where, like, it used to be nailed? Like an old nail hole?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. 11.
As you look at like this piece of bark, there's definitely a hole in it that perhaps a nail had gone through and maybe worn away years and years and years ago. But it's kind of overgrown in moss.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess what I was trying to do is like try and match the nail holes up to see if I can figure out where it hung before.
So you're like taking the sign and trying to like push it back up to maybe where it would have been?
Yeah.
So you do that, and you try to match it like on the post to anywhere as you kind of have it up in this position, and it doesn't seem like the hole matches up with anything at this level.
But it's still nailed in on one side, right?
Yeah, on like the back, like think of it as a cartoon arrow sign with the arrow pointing to the right, and like the left side of the sign, the back left side hand of the sign, still is nailed into the post, and it was hanging like down and pointing like down towards the ground, and then the hole that's kind of been overgrown is kind of towards the front of the arrow, but off to the right. And Becky kind of like lifts it up and like tries to like position it like horizontally to find where a hole would match up at.
So we know northwest is the mist. We know southeast is the Witch Everless. And then northeast is the Chocobo forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is supposed to go east? What do we think? Or it could go...
Unless it's southwest.
Or
back the way we came.
Or just west.
Why is there something just buried onto the signpost?
That's what I said. I can start molding
I'll
earth.
start digging.
Okay, mold earth, mold earth.
So as you're molding the earth, something does come up. And as you're molding the earth, and it's very soft here in this area, you're molding it up, something catches your eye, and among the dirt and roots that are coming up, bugs and whatnot in this loose soil, you catch the glimpse of what looks to be like a small satchel. Kind of, for you, Milos, probably the size of the palm of your claw, since you have a pretty decently big hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very old leather satchel that's been tied at the top with like what looks to be like hand woven twine.
I will pull it out of. I'm assuming it's just like in the dirt, right?
Yeah, and it looks like it's been there a while, as like the leather has taken on like a almost mildewy, as it's like probably breaking down.
You should make sure it's not going to blow up before you open it.
I was gonna ask Becky to detect magic and see if she can discern anything. Can I feel? Does it feel heavy in my
It's got
hand?
some heft to it.
It definitely feels like something's in there, but I'm a little concerned. I would prefer not to, hurt any of us. I could always have Dusty open it farther away from us, I guess.
Yeah, she'll. If we're gonna take a break at the signpost, I'll ritually cast detect magic, see if it's magical.
Yes. There is definitely an aura of magic coming from this particular item. And as you focus and take your time, it is emanating... sorry, 1 second.
Get ready to cast Identify.
I gotta get the color for this particular...
Oh, don't you just love that? All the different schools have colors, yeah.
Colors!
Mm-hmm.
Yay, colors!
Mm-hmm.
Colors of the
Make us in colors
rainbow.
with me.
Yep.
Color.
It'll just be
More
like,
you know.
yeah.
It's not on the budget.
Oh. Alright.
The budget.
Yeah, 0.
Well, if you guys would stop swearing, we could get monetized.
Oh.
Yes, that's what stopping us from becoming monetized.
this? Blue.
Yellow. Mm-hmm.
What color is a death satchel?
Green. Definitely green.
Like poison.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what school this is.
That's okay. I was going to just cast Identify afterwards anyway.
Sure. So as you open this particular satchel, there's another satchel on the inside. This one way more pristine. This one has doesn't look like it's been touched by time like the outside satchel has. Definitely magical, and there are images of like sprouts and saplings all along the outside of the bag. And Becky, you take about 10 minutes out of your time, and since you're the one identifying it, I need you to roll me 3d4.
Oh.
I wonder if I
Choose
know
your
what
own
this
adventure.
is. Like, I've heard of like bags of magical beans that do specific things.
Oh.
I gave Travis one back in our campaign that I don't think he ever used.
Griffin saddlebag.
Yeah.
I used a couple of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Okay. I got a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 3.
1, a 2, and a 3.
Yeah.
So 7. All right. Yes.
That was 4d4s, right?
What's that?
4d4s?
3d4s.
Oh,
Yep.
3d4s.
Yeah, 3d4s.
Just re-roll them,
Oh, okay.
since you can't.
I can't count, apparently.
It's fine.
A 1, a 3, and a 1.
5.
5. All right. So inside this heavy bag, as you're detecting the magic on it and what this is, yes, this is a bag of beans.
Oh.
But what kind of beans?
So there are 5 beans in this bag. If you dump the bag's contents out on the ground, they explode in a 10-foot radius, extending from the beans. Each creature in the area, including you, must make a DC 15 Dex saving throw, taking 5d4 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a success.
Oh.
The fire ignites flammable objects in the area and can't be put out except for by magical means. If you remove a bean from the bag, plant it in the dirt or sand, and then water it, the bean produces an effect 1 minute later from the ground where it was planted.
Place a bomb or a mine or something.
There is a table for me to roll on when you decide to plant a bean.
Okay, cool. Is there an item that we can add?
Yeah, it's just bag of beans in D&D Beyond.
Okay, who's gonna get this cool thing?
I do like fire. And I could fly up and drop this on someone.
I love that.
Okay,
idea.
yeah, go ahead, add it to your
It
inventory.
seems violent. You like violence?
I'll add it just so we have the,
Okay.
the thing, but
That sounds like a plan.
but you can have it in your inventory. I don't need it. You want?
Cool.
you
Should
want-
we go get chocobos?
Yeah, chocobos.
Alright, so the rest of your day is spent following the sign that said Chocobo Forest. You follow it, and by dusk, you reach a very different type of tree line. Whereas the previous forest had been mostly coniferous, this one starts having a bit more of the foliage of wide leaves and elms, maybe some poplars, and the grass here is very tall. Definitely a place where creatures could hide.
Just to clarify, the outside bag was not magical, correct? The inside bag was the one. Okay, just double checking. making sure that wasn't a thing.
I mean, you can certainly keep the outside bag, but it looked like it started to mildew.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Din, how are we gonna find these chocobos? It seems like this is pretty dense.
I got it.
You're just gonna
The same way we found the bear.
locate chocobo?
Locate creature?
Have you ever seen a chocobo?
In the city, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she did.
We've all seen chocobos.
Well,
We were
she-
together.
she's sheltered.
That's
I
fair.
was-
I understand that, but she's sheltered. She might not have been paying attention or seen it. I feel like you have to be able to have seen one before to locate them. So.
She got excited about it.
Very.
Oh
Aren't there chocobo taxis?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Also a potion. To like attract
Which is
animals.
appropriate because they're yellow.
Well, we can see where they are and then we can attract them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch it rich to
Did you put that
Okay.
in
We
your
invent so
inventory?
many things. It's like,
So I'm gonna.
I mean,
Did I?
Yeah.
I have
It's
it.
within 5 miles. So that's pretty good.
I have
Okay,
a very
so I'm
loosey
just gonna
goosey
like,
inventory.
Okay.
sit on the ground and rub my hands on the
Okay.
grass and I'm gonna be like,
Becky.
"Hello, nature. I'm looking for chocobos. Could you help me?"
So you're casting locate creature.
Locate animals or plants.
Okay. There are. What's the description for the spell?
Concentrating on the voice of nature and your surroundings within the direction and distance of the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles.
Just the closest. Okay.
Damn, within 5 miles.
Mhm. Your senses go nuts as suddenly there's a creature within 35 feet of you, of a chocobo.
There's one right by us.
It's gone, and all of a sudden there's another one
There's
off to
another
your
one.
right that's only 25 feet from you.
It just keeps like popping in and out of
That one's
existence.
gone.
Oh, it's
They're
whichever one is
everywhere!
closest at the time. Okay.
They're everywhere. They're within 25 feet, within 30 feet. They're surrounding us. We're in danger.
Maybe we should be very, very quiet and stealthy.
We're in danger.
Maybe one of you might want to fly.
I can't. Oh, you two. Yeah, I can fly. Go find a chocobo. They're everywhere. I can feel them. The grass
Are
is
you-
telling me they're so
Are
close.
you taking off? Okay. So go ahead. You spread your wings.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
25.
25.
Oof.
Whew. This grass is tall. Your party hasn't stepped in it yet, but you get the idea that even if Ellie were to step in it, you barely be able to see her ears like at the top of the grass. This is how tall this grass is in this area. With a 25, as you're flying about, you can actually see there are like rustlings in the grass of chocobos just like intermingling and like dodging left all of a sudden quickly and all of a sudden right, and there's so many that you can't like quite keep track of all of them, but off in the distance you catch a glimpse of something big yellow.
Can I go closer? Can I go see it? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna take off. Let's go. You gotta wait for it. Oh, bye.
Bye, Din.
Bye.
We'll miss you.
It's hard to track Din through the trees here, as
I
this.
can't locate creature.
Mm-hmm.
Locates Din.
I mean, sure, but no, I think
Is creature specific to?
I was like, is creature specific? How specific is creature?
No, it's animals or plants, so it's.
Oh no,
it does
you
not
cannot.
count.
Sorry,
If he was in bear form, I could. Fun bear.
you. But
Like, is Maul just hanging out with us?
I suppose, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Okay, Mom, listen. You don't speak common, but we gotta follow her. You understand?
Just staring at
Right. You don't. Okay.
Maybe we just
Ball like licks the entire side of your face.
No! Not again!
How tall is the grass? Is it over 6 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I can't fly, but I'm over 6 feet.
how tall are you?
6'7".
Oh, okay. You're 5 foot inches taller than me.
No, that's not including yours.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this grass is tall.
Mhm.
You get the idea, Elias, if you were to go into this grass, like, your ears would just barely poke out over the top of it.
That's pretty tall.
Maybe
We could just burn it down. What? I'm just saying we could.
animals live here.
Yeah?
This is their habitat.
Yeah?
We're not burning your habitat down.
My habitat is already on fire.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, damn.
Well.
Are you okay? You seem to be going through something. Do you
He
need
seems to
help?
be handling that quite well.
I'm fine. I'm just,
That always
visions of, things. We'll
What
talk.
if Jin gets kicked by a chocobo? What's the odds of being severely harmed by a chocobo kick to the face?
I'm gonna let you know that the first person that looks at you is Marquies, like, deadpan. Like, you can't see his expression behind the mask, but he has definitely had a murder investigation that has been just a chocobo kick to the fucking head.
That was before.
staring
I
at
haven't gotten the book before you get spoilers! Oh no. Hopefully Din's okay.
Did you want to try and follow Den?
I mean, I have wings.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can follow Din. Why don't you make me a perception check as you're,
Sure.
you're flying behind her?
Why not?
I need to figure out how to fly. Poppy?
Bria systems off on the hunt. That's terrible. I think that's like 5, 6, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not really sure. Like, Din's attention, like, she's, like, all of a sudden looking left, looking right, and then, like, following something, and you're like, what the fuck is she looking at? Like, you don't see the movement in the grass, and it's like, I think she's going crazy. And then all of a sudden, she zones in on something in the distance and just, like, takes off in a beeline for it. So, I mean, you can follow her.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So Din, you're ahead by a good 25 feet or so. You start getting a bit closer to this giant figure, and yes, it is a fat yellow chocobo. And it is sitting in this, like, pressed down grass meadowy type area. Alright, it's either doesn't care that you're there, or might be asleep. You can't really tell which, as it's sitting, like, on its giant butt with its back, like, on a tree.
I think I'm gonna aggressively tackle it. I could go on.
So
Flying tackle.
just to
Yeah,
let
dive bomb.
just to let you know, this giant chocobo is a I believe he's a large sized creature.
So is
So
so
it's,
small.
so it's 2 sizes larger. Because it goes.
Oh yeah, nope, it's a huge sized creature.
Yeah, because it goes medium, large, huge, I think.
So he takes a 15 by 15 foot square, and you're just gonna go up to him and tackle him.
a fucking chocobo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
giant chocobo.
Jesus, like,
The fat chocobos are big.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're like. I feel like that's even bigger.
Just
It's a big boy.
fat chocobo right now. I don't know, tab.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me an unarmed strike against him.
He's gonna be real mad.
And it's too fat to be mad.
15.
That's bigger than the ones I've ever seen. Jesus.
I think technically that's a success because it is its armor class. And you smash into this really soft down and flabby belly as you tackle into him. Yeah. So you smash into it. Roll me your damage.
It's like a D4, probably.
Yeah.
Plus your strength.
Plus your strength.
Oh, 6.
So you smash into him with all your might, and you see his one eye opens up real sleepily, and it looks down at you, and then it starts doing this.
Alarm.
And all of a sudden, you see a bunch of heads pop out from this meadowy grass, and there are about 10 different chocobos, each of varying color.
Is there a red one?
Is there a purple one? I'm gonna go tackle me a chocobo. Let's get it. I want a chocobo.
No, there's not a red one.
Oh, okay. Those are dangerous.
Those are death.
Yeah.
Death meteor.
Yeah.
And we would burn the forest down.
Yep.
We burn the world down.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think twice.
For the meanings.
Yeah, these heads just kind of all of a sudden pop out, and then he closes his eyes again.
Am I in danger? Are they looking mad?
They're studying you right now, and Becky, you see this now as you approach overhead, where
Nope.
Din. There's 8 different chocobo heads, all of varying colors. We'll say there's there's a purple one. There's a classic yellow. There's a black chocobo. There is white chocobo. There's a bunch of different colors. Green chocobo. They're just kind of looking at you right now, seeing what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna put on this choco mask that I got mysteriously in place. And I will speak in choco. I'm one of you now.
What? You can speak chocobo?
Yeah, we speak.
Oh.
They all simultaneously cock their heads to the side, bird style, and they start speaking to each other. One of us? One of us? One of us?
One of us.
I just want one of them to be like, "I."
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage since you have the mask.
16.
So yeah, 4 of them will say, do come out of the clearing, and they start kind of doing a little dance, kind of the happy chocobo dance, where they're just kind of ruffling their feathers and kind of working at you. Not really saying anything. Well, for you, yes, they're saying, one of us! One of us!
So now you joined a cult.
It's not a cult.
Call your dad.
Get out of
I'm
the
going
forest.
to finally get to the group. Maybe. Can I run back? Walk back?
Yeah, you could probably walk back.
Would they follow me? Maybe?
You get the feeling that they kind of want you to stay here. As you start walking away, they go around you quickly and keep you from going that way, and they're like, one of us!
Oh no. Capture up. Get them all. Start fighting them. You talk about fighting? Oh no, just scoop one up with your bracelet. That's not how it works for me.
You can't just throw a Pokeball at him?
No.
Mm.
I just looking for snakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck now.
At this point, does Becky come back?
Becky's still kind of making circles in the air, and I think she says, "Hey, genius, they're called wings. Get out of there."
Are you gonna fly out?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So you flap your wings and you start flying. You're flying back to the group.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are heading back to the group. Din, since you're at the back, go ahead and make me a perception check.
They're chasing.
25 again.
They're chasing you.
Mhm.
Not just 4 of them now, as you see a bunch of others start to converge on the other ones,
Oh no.
and you hear, and the rest of, like, Becky, you hear this chime of works coming, like, it starts real low, and then suddenly it seems like it becomes a chorus. And all you hear, Din, is one of us! One of us!
Oh, God.
And the rest of you now, like, look up and you see Becky flying towards you, and close on her heels, Din is flying back as well. And as they get closer, you hear this chiming works, and it starts real low, and it suddenly starts to turn into this chorus of bird works. And it gets real loud.
What did you
Me?
do? Yeah!
Play the triple mask on.
Yeah, you do.
I'm one of them now. And
Does that mean that we can ride them?
I don't know.
Does it mean they're gonna hurt us?
I don't know.
It sounds like they're coming this way.
I walk away.
You just start noping out?
I mean, we can hear it getting closer.
Oh yeah.
No.
Even Maul looks uncomfortable. Like, he's like, starts to back off with you. He's like, nope.
Okay. It's okay. He's just a chocobo.
How many of them, though, are they?
How many of them?
Oh, I think there's a lot. There's also a really, really big one.
Is the big one chasing you?
Is it? No, I assume not. Oh god.
I'm gonna try and wrangle one. I grab out some rope and form it into a lasso. Let the wrangling begin.
Are you guys continuing to fly away, or are you landing near the party as you're, like, yelling at them?
Landing at the group.
Okay.
Grab the rope.
Are
Let's
you
wrangle.
landing, Becky?
I'm landing on like a tree branch.
Okay.
Because I ain't dumb.
As Din, like, lands, make me a dex save.
12.
So the DC was 15. As you land, Becky, you see as this yellow head of a chocobo suddenly comes out, just peeks out barely enough out of the grass, grabs Din by the back of her shirt, pulls her back into
I tried to wrangle it. I had my lasso ready.
you can go ahead and try with disadvantage because it, as soon as it's out, it grabs Din.
Is it like a deck save or
We'll do an athletics.
Animal handling?
No, you're trying to rope an animal. You're not trying to.
That seems fair.
Counterspell.
That's a 17. Okay.
Counterbird.
That's a 15?
15. That is a natural 15.
Fuck.
So
No wrangling.
No wrangling.
I even wrangled in.
No. And didn't you disappear back into the grass as the rest of you hear this working? It now starts to go away from you, and Din, this chocobo has you and is like bringing you back to the center, and you hear the chorus of "One of us."
So it kidnapped you. Okay.
Okay.
Kidnapped her.
I ride Maul, I can see over the grass.
Maul is not getting anywhere near this grass. He's like,
Maul, we gotta save your master.
Oh!
Maul. Maul. Come on. We gotta go get Maul. You're a brave bear.
Make me an animal handling check.
Which one is?
It is a wisdom-based skill.
Oh, Oh no, it's a natural one. Moss fucking shits himself.
Yeah, Maul goes underneath the tree where Becky is, and it like hides, like tries to like do the Yogi Bear thing where he like tries to like climb the tree but unsuccessfully, and like
Becky, which way did they take her?
This way, and then I'll take off again, pulling out the Toby staff and getting that ready.
I will follow.
Okay. So you guys go into the grass. Is anybody else following?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Alright. So you guys go into the grass.
Maybe it is a cult.
What is your marching order?
Well, I'm right behind Becky. Ellie
Yeah,
put her raid pants on this morning.
I mean,
Well, are you flying or are you...
I'm flying.
You're flying?
So you can't be behind Becky.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like
below
Underneath.
Becky.
I'm
Underneath.
watching Becky and following.
Well, I'm trying to spot Din and her kidnapper.
Alright.
I'll be behind Ellie.
A didnapper, if you will.
Didnapper. Are you going in, Asher?
Yeah,
or are
he
you
probably
sticking outside
takes-
with Marquies?
He'd probably go in. He would probably use the sword and start like even kind of like machete the grass.
All
kind of
right.
clear a path.
Sure.
Yeah,
this-
I have let's see what do I have. Do I have a spell that'll help me? I mean, I have.
Fireball?
Does Druidcraft work against plants? Can I Druidcraft the plants away?
No, that's
No,
not how
no.
Druidcraft works. I'm sorry. You can make things with Druidcraft.
Just make vines on the trees to grab the grass and part it like a sea.
Sure, but it's gonna take you some time.
No, I don't have time. I gotta go save Din.
Mm-hmm.
Becky, go ahead and make me a perception check as you're trying
Place
to.
on fire.
I could do like a ray of frost. That's all I got.
Perception, that's a 9.
Yeah, no, these damn chocobos, they know their way around this grass,
Mhm.
and even with Din probably trying to fight the grasp of her
Follow
kidnapper.
Follow the sound of the wooing.
Mhm. What about the giant chocobo? Can I see him?
Not with a 9 perception, no.
Ugh.
You know the general direction of where he was, so you
Okay.
know if that's the direction you're going,
Uh-huh.
how to get back there.
Can Ellie use her
Ellie, I need you to make me a dex saving throw.
Dex? Oh no. What am I gonna get fucking kicked by Chocobo?
Maybe.
Dex save?
Dex save.
15.
15. So, give me 1 second. Since you you rolled a success, you take 4 bludgeoning damage as all of a sudden this foot comes out of nowhere and like catches you in the ribs. Like you see it just in time to like make it a glancing blow, but like it still connects a little bit enough to kind of knock a little bit
Did
of
it
wind
go
out of
away
you.
after it kicked me?
Yeah, you don't like it came out of nowhere in this tall
Oh,
grass.
shit.
Milos, go ahead.
As soon as I see her get kicked in the chest, I'm like, oh, fuck this. I'm turning invisible.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Then go ahead and make your dex save at advantage.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. 21.
21? Yeah, no, like, this kick comes out of nowhere just as you turn invisible and, like, whiffs right in front of you. And then just as quickly as it was there, it disappears again. Asher, go ahead and make me a dex saving throw.
21.
21? So, luckily you're wearing your plate, and this kick comes out of nowhere, and it dings against your metal plate, and you're like, what the hell? And yeah, it stops that foot from doing any kind of damage to you. But it definitely, like, metal back kind of rings in your chest a little bit. Yeah, it would have, definitely. Becky, you're hearing these sounds underneath you
Yeah.
as you're trying to lead the squad deeper into the forest.
Yeah, I'm still looking for the big guy.
Flying in that general direction.
Yep. I really want to try and locate that one. So.
Gotcha. Marquies, you're hearing these sounds coming from the direction of where your party went, and you and Maul are standing outside of the tall grass.
So, you catch any big salmon lately?
Din, so you're taken all the way back to the meadow, like, in a flash, and you now see as, like, the chocobos have started to do, like, this, like, swirling conga around the outside of the meadow, and, like, the one drops you right in front of the giant chocobo, and they're just chanting, "One of us! One of us!" But they seem to be focused on something else. They're not... They have you, and they're kind of looking in your general direction, but you don't get the feeling that they are entirely focused on you. Make me a perception check real quick.
12.
12. They're looking at something or sensing something in your bag.
It's my egg.
You're pulling the egg out.
Take my egg out.
And then all of a sudden they start, like, getting really loud and are like, "One of us! One of us!"
The holy egg.
The holy egg.
Crack it open.
And then eat it.
Spread it across your face.
Actually, cool.
And
Sorry.
you see as the giant chocobo now like opens both of his eyes as you produce the egg, and like holds out his big wings for it.
Holy egg.
The holy egg. Are you giving him the egg?
Yes, holy egg.
All right. So you hand over the egg, and they take the egg, and you see now, as they are kind of like leaning forward a little bit, they are sitting on a different patch of grass than the rest of the meadow here, and it looks to be like a drier grass. And as they lean forward, you catch a glimpse of more eggs underneath it. It's not a he, it's a she. And
Fat lady chocobo.
what's that?
Fat lady chocobo.
Fat lady chocobo. It takes the egg and places it underneath it for a second, and then like all the chocobos are still doing a dance, and then all of a sudden the rest of you finally catch sight of the giant chocobo, and you see Din handing over this egg to the giant chocobo, and it like plops it under its butt as you're flying towards it. Ellie, go ahead and make me another dex saving throw.
9.
Ooh. Well, you only take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Man,
That's
I'm
another
gonna
one.
grab a chocobo.
Milos, with advantage, since you're invisible.
It's over 20 again.
Yes, you're
20,
fine.
21.
Another kick. As you're moving through the grass, you're displacing the grass, but they can't quite seem to locate where you are since you're moving quick enough. Asher, one from you, please.
19.
19. Again, you feel that thud against your armor again, but it's way too thick. Are you, like, yelling down at the rest of the group, kind of being like, "Hey, this way"? Kind of directing them?
Yeah, I'm probably calling them this way. I see Din is interacting with the big chocobo, and I was going to cast a spell, but I'm kind of holding back to see what plays out here.
Sure.
Almost fried chicken.
Lots of fried chicken. Kentucky Fried Chocobo. the rest of you finally manage to break through the grass into this meadow and see Din in front of a giant, chubby chocobo. But this ring of chocobos are like doing this like death twister on the outside, so they're not letting you in further than that right now. But the giant chocobo lets out another deep, and it leans to the side, and you now see it scoops up one of the eggs, same egg that you had given it, and it hands it back, and it starts to crack.
Baby.
Like to see the baby.
Not the mama.
It's going to imprint on you.
Go ahead and roll me a
Charisma saving throw.
Yeah,
yes.
Maybe.
Go ahead and roll me a d10.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. So, as the shell starts to crack, there's a tiny little yellow beak that starts to peek out. And this egg seemed bigger than the other chocobo eggs that were underneath the giant chocobo. This egg, quite bigger. It starts to crack, and you can finally see as a feathered face and tiny black eyes start to poke through the cracks in the egg. And these lavender purple plumes start to peek through the egg, and its eyes open up and they meet yours. This baby chocobo is now yours.
Chocobo baby.
So you have a lavender purple chocobo. But it is not a normal chocobo. It is a draft chocobo.
Oh.
So it's going to be bigger than the other chocobos. Able to seat up to 2 medium-sized creatures when it matures, which chocobos mature just inside of a month. 2 medium-sized creatures it can carry, or 1 large-sized creature. It's a baby.
Am I allowed to be out of the circle?
Yeah, actually, the chocobos finally start to kind of back off a little bit.
Kelly's holding her rope glass. Like, are we not wrangling them now?
They're kind of like celebrating. They're all just like, one of us.
I mean, you might need some chocobos to travel, right?
I mean, that would be helpful.
Do we steal some?
We have to train them because they're wild chocobos. Oh, but I'm willing to do it. I'm pretty good at animals.
Also, you notice now that you guys are down 2 members from your party.
We'll find him again.
Marquies and Maul. Yeah.
Marquies didn't want to come in the forest. I think it's because he had a murder case where somebody got kicked in the head by a chocobo, and now he's not interested. Oh.
Let's forget him.
So are we wrangling a chocobo, or?
We're gonna need a few, I think. Probably. If we're gonna try and get these.
I'm gonna try and get a chocobo. Please help.
Yes.
Din, why don't you make me a nature check with advantage?
12 or 13.
So with a 13, you know that chocobos are much easier to handle with a little item called geisha grains. Definitely something that grows in the wild. It's also carried in...
If you give me 10 minutes, I can try to locate it. I've got locate plants and greens. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to locate it. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna sit down here with these chocobos. And I'm gonna locate plants for geisha greens.
Okay. So you sit down and you focus and back the way that you had came. There seems to be some within about 50 feet.
Oh, there's some really close. Let's go get it. Okay. Okay, listen. The chocobos kept kicking me when I was walking. Can you carry me? You can carry a bear. I imagine you can carry me.
So you're gonna carry Ellie out of the...
I also have to carry the chocobo. You carry the chocobo.
Okay, I'll carry
and
the
I'll
chocobo.
carry...
Let's go.
Okay.
At that point, isn't she still carrying the chocobo?
Yes, yes, she is.
Yeah. So no chocobos harm you on your way through the grass. And you guys emerge from the grass, and you're getting close to the geisha greens.
Over there.
And you see Marquies and Maul.
Hey. Where are the geisha greens? Are they behind them?
Coming within the area where Marquies is.
Why are you carrying them?
Is it coming from Marquies?
Possibly.
I need you to give me some plants that you have in your pocket.
Give me the plant.
What is this, a drug deal?
Right.
What are you...
I was going Wally, but
They're called geisha
could be
greens.
either.
And you have some, so we need it. Thanks.
I'm going to need a little more information.
Give me the green. I know you have it. I can sense it. I can sense the lettuce in your pocket. You probably have it for some of your weird chemicals, but we need it for chocobos.
I'll dig through my stuff. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you look through your stuff and you remember way back when you guys had first gotten to the K-Wood that you were given some geisha greens.
Should have written those down.
It was a few episodes ago.
Okay, thanks. Just all of it. Thank you.
How many are there?
Definitely going to not need you to take all of that.
We need at least 5
You were given 10 geisha
or
greens.
Okay.
6.
You can have these. The rest is mine.
How many did you give me?
And
At least 5. You could write them all, so at least 5.
Chocobo's probably significantly faster than a bear. Just saying. Bears are not fast compared to a chocobo.
Bears can be fast, but not forever.
Okay, thanks for 6 of them. Bye. Should we lose a joke about the baby within?
No, it's my baby.
Okay. Not the baby. Yeah.
Not the baby.
Goodbye.
Are you putting Maul back in the totem, or are you
He's still
leaving him
Marquies.
out there? What?
It's 12 Marquies.
Okay.
Actually, if you want a chocobo, you're gonna have to come with us.
your bear is doesn't seem enthused about going anywhere.
Okay, I'll put him back.
None of you died.
No.
I get kicked in the face.
You do see a bird-sized like, red mark on Ellie's face.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It hurt.
that'll be there for a while. You might want to ice it or something.
It'll be fine.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that.
I mean, at least I didn't get kicked in the chest.
Both are not good.
All right. So you guys make your way back. I'm assuming you're going with them. Okay.
Make him walk and get kicked in the face.
He's traveling with you guys, so he's actually fine. Also, he's carrying Geishel greens, so if he would have came with you the first time, he would not have gotten attacked.
Mm.
It's popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get more of those weird lettuces.
We didn't detect any more of those nearby.
No.
Oh.
I think they might be called lettuces.
So as you guys return, the chocobos here kind of go nuts, like catnip nuts, once you get close enough, and like they all like their eyes dilate like completely, and they like are all like smelling the air
Okay,
around
kids,
you.
everyone here gets a weird lettuce.
There's only 6.
Yeah.
There's 6 of us.
Yeah, there's only 6 letters.
Yeah, everybody gets one lettuce.
I'm gonna seek out a black one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, easy enough.
Yeah.
There's a rainbow of them here. The only ones that you would not see is a golden chocobo, because and a red chocobo.
I was
Mm.
gonna say.
I was just gonna say, well, I'm gonna put a no.
Nope.
There's a
Okay.
white one, right? We want one of those.
There's a white one.
I want the blue one, like a light blue,
Just
one.
all
Baby
Sure.
colors
Go
so
ahead
we
and pick
breed
your
them.
colors.
blue.
Oh,
Baby
yeah.
blue chocobo.
Are you just writing it in your inventory?
What? I'm writing in my notes.
Oh.
I'll do a green one. No one wants green.
Green? Yeah, there was a green one. Marquies, what kind of chocobo are you looking
What color?
Basic. Yellow.
Are you gonna
no one
make
else
your,
is getting one. We should have one because representation.
Are you
Classic
gonna make
yellow.
your chocobo a mask to match yours?
What?
You're gonna make it an outfit to match yours, so it can.
There are
also-
brown
so it can
chocobos,
also
so
be
it could match your leather color.
Mhm.
Why would I dress it up?
Well, I saw a sign when we were in your city for a chocobo fashion show, so I assumed that it's common practice is to get them outfits. I'm gonna make mine a tutu.
So it's already like damn near dusk at this point. So it's getting pretty dark. But Din, since you speak chocobo, the large chocobo says, "Sleep here, sleep here."
Okay, I'm gonna sit down. We're sleeping here.
I've never felt more safe than surrounded by 100+ chocobos.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna name my chocobo. I don't know why.
Why you gotta name it? It's just gonna die now.
Damn.
Sorry, that was the meta shield down.
That felt like a very Becky thing, though.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Why are you naming supper?
It did have a.
That's a perfect name, supper.
Yeah.
Supper, dinner.
you know, there's
brunch.
always a little bit of the player in the character. You know?
Mhm.
Name my chicky nuggies.
Yogies.
All right.
Just like mine. The one in the 14 I have.
There
My
you go.
chocobo in 14 is named
I'll
Jared.
tell you what, I'll name mine too.
Oh, look at you.
Its name's gonna be Plague.
Like,
gosh.
I'm
Why?
trying to think
I
of
don't
a good
know.
name for that fits Ellie's naming convention. Thing to plant.
So within this meadow,
Bluebell.
you guys do feel like you're pretty safe here. I mean, you didn't see any other creatures in your way in. I mean, the grass was tall, but it feels like this part of the forest is probably chocobo only, and that they do manage their borders definitely well.
Well, they kick intruders.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you guys can set up a watch if you'd like, but it feels like you probably aren't going to have to.
I'm sure if anything comes in that our new friends will be quite noisy.
Has anyone tried to ride their chocobo yet? Or are we just befriending random chocobos?
Yeah, were they baby ones or like big ones?
They're normal sized chocobos. Yeah.
I have not yet.
I will do it just because I'm curious.
So do I need to grab one, I guess?
Hmm?
I need to grab one.
You got a white one,
Yeah,
right?
white one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who has what color?
I have a baby blue one.
I think I want dark blue. Like an indigo type.
I'll listen.
Thanks.
I can't. I'm trying to think of a name.
I'll try and ride mine just to like run through the grass if I can.
So go ahead and make me an animal handling check with advantage.
Oh. I'm not great at those. That's a 14.
Will pill.
So you hand over your Geishel Green, and it very greedily munches it up as you jump on top of it. And there's no...
You don't have saddles.
Yeah, there's no saddle on this bird, so you really have to, like, take a clump full of its furs, like, or, of its feathers in your claws, and it just kind of stands there as it lets you on, as like eating the
Can I like use my claws and like tense up a little bit just to see what happens? Like,
it's like
Lays an egg.
Go.
Too hard.
Go. I'll like try and like kick my legs.
As you kick your legs, it like takes off into the grass.
Oh, okay.
Random direction.
I'm gonna try to ride mine. Willow.
You see now as Milos comes back and his chocobo like dumps him off to the side and then like lays down and roosts itself.
Good job.
Oh, thanks.
We should probably get saddles.
Yeah.
We should have thought about that. We knew we were coming to get chocobos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I have yarn. If you give me some time, I could like crochet us or knit us some little bridles or something. I was gonna make you guys all shawls, but
Oh, that's lovely.
when I finish reading all the books I have to read for my homework.
So as it bucks you off, it takes off into the grass.
Oh no.
I thought it laid down.
That Geishel Green is gone.
I thought it laid down.
It did roost and then it ran away, I guess.
You didn't catch it very good.
I guess not.
You did. A Geishel Green is for a day.
We gotta stock up on those.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be using these for travel.
Maybe I should make a leash for mine so it doesn't run far.
So you will probably have to lend Milos another Geishel Green.
Hey, we learned.
Can we try to like, because the Geishel tree just tames them temporarily, but can't we tame them ourselves like over time? Sure.
These are very wild chocobos.
Might take a while.
A long while, yeah.
Like
Wild.
years.
Did I sense any more
need a
Geishel greens?
professional
Do I sense any more Geishel greens besides the one that he has?
You do not.
Oh. Well,
You get a feeling that if there were Geishel Greens around here, the chocobos probably.
Yeah.
Greedy bastard.
We'll have to find some along the way.
Why do you think that one is so big?
Okay.
Alright, so are you guys setting up a watch tonight? Are you gonna allow the chocobos to protect you guys?
I'm just gonna spend some more time before bed reading my book.
Sure. So you get in another 4 hours.
Okay, so then I'm at. Okay, sorry, that was at the beginning of my notes, and that was a long time ago. So 5 hours.
So you're at
so
9.
9 hours. Okay.
So you guys lay down for the evening, and and find your rest. The chocobos keep you nice and toasty through the cold evening as they just kind of all nestle around you, and in a giant group itself, you catch the random chocobo, like, actually keeping guard, like, moving through the outside of the grass, and some of them sleep, the others replace others, but the ones laying next to you just kind of stay there and drape their wings over you and keep you warm for the rest of the evening.
This went really well. Hopefully we have the same success at the tower.
Mm-hmm. Which is several days away.
Witches.
Witches.
Witches. Wait,
Um,
it's only 2 days away.
Well, on Chocobo it might be faster? Question mark.
Yeah. We're gonna need more geishal greens.
We can find some. It'll be fine.
So the next morning, you use your geishal greens, get your colored chocobos, you can name them whatever you would like, and yes, the journey is very much quicker. It only takes most of the day to travel to the south, and on the horizon, those of you trained in Arcana can first sense this area, and then the chocobos sense this area, and you come upon it, and where this had been a very lively forest, you reach what looks basically like a crater of death in this area. Milos, you feel the elements are at odds here. All of the potential earth energy here just vacant, void. Something is like leeching the life out of the earth around here. The elementals, as you reach out and kind of connect to them, won't even come around this area. Earth, water, even the wind itself seem to be, like, if they get too close, they just kind of get sucked into this area. You guys now look upon this black Gothic-like cathedral, and it's distorted, like it's upended. Like you're seeing the base of the cathedral at the top, almost like somebody had taken one of those Gothic cathedrals and flipped it so that it was stuck into the earth. And you look around and, like I said, there is no life here. It's dust and decay. And those of you that are trained in Arcana can feel the pull of anything magical that gets close, like being drawn to this area. Not necessarily absorbed, but being pulled in.
I don't like this place.
This sounds like the description of the Witch's Tower.
This is the witch's tower.
And I think we're on the right track.
I don't want to go in there. It feels bad.
Well, it ain't good.
What if we accidentally set the witch free and then she does bad things?
Then we kill her?
I don't want to kill anybody.
You've killed lots of people.
I haven't killed any people.
Hey, you kill lots of things. She's just another thing to kill.
She's a person. It's different.
She's evil.
Yeah.
How about we not dwell on that, and if it comes to that, then we will handle the situation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think
Mhm.
we'll just. I don't really know how else to keep you off this concern about killing people or things.
It'll be fine. You know, I can murder if needed. You guys seem to be fine with it, so
I think it's just the problem. You keep calling it murder.
it is murder.
Yeah, well, okay.
No, it's putting something down.
That's like with an animal.
Think of it more as defeating
It's
a bad guy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Think how fun it would be if
Like-
you just eat
like-
them and you do a little
Like
dance.
heroes.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, sing a little tune.
Like a hero in the books
Yeah.
you probably read.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Like you.
Are you approaching the tower?
I am going to have to read these books.
What do we do with our chocobos?
As soon as you get off of them, they're like, nope, and they leave.
Oh, we don't have chocobos anymore. What?
They'll
Yeah,
come
that's-
back as soon as we have more greens, you know?
I doubt that.
Just like wave them in the air, they'll come back.
I don't. Okay. Whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go into the tower.
As we approach, I'm going to try and cast like Firebolt, just like at the ground, just to see kind of how magic interacts with this. Like, does it get like warped? Does it work?
It works just fine. Just hits dead ground and scatters the gravel / dust in this area.
At least magic works. That's something.
You alright, Poppy?
She is okay, but like she is powered off of your ether and feelings, so she's a little apprehensive as well.
We still got Poppy. And I can't kill you. Just got this bracelet. This is the not kill you bracelet.
Yes, I'm sure it's great that none of us are going to die to your meteors again.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alright.
you approach, and there is a plaque at the top of the stairs right before the doors. There are a number of languages that this plaque is in. It is definitely in common, but it seems to all of you who can read other languages that it basically says the same thing that it does in common, and it is a warning. And it says, for those that dare go down the up staircase, do not get lost, as there are no shepherds here to lead you out.
Charming place.
Somebody needs to hold my hand while we're in here. I get lost easy.
The doors themselves, like I said, this building is upside down. So at the top of these stairs, where you would normally have like an archway of doors, this one is upside down. So the flat part of the doorway is at the top. The handle is still reachable, but the door's arch is at your feet.
This whole place is going to make me nauseous.
No time like the present.
One of you that can
And,
fly probably go first to make sure we don't.
I'll go first. It's time to be brave. I'll open the door.
Becky was already up there, but you can definitely grab the
Oh.
other doorknob.
I'll help.
Yeah,
Then
I
if
open
I
the door.
fall, you can catch me.
She'll be waiting.
All right. You open the doors, and as you do, the rush of stale, ancient air rushes past all of you, and you can almost feel a crack of arcane energy against your skin. There's something unsettling as you look inside and see as upside-down chandeliers now start to burst to life with blue flame.
Chandeliers are on the floor. So we're going to be walking by the chandeliers.
As they light and lead you into this building, that is where we will end this episode. So tune in next time, guys, as the Warriors of Light take on the Anti-Tower.
whole place
Architecture.
Is
Yes.
whole place
Study the
is
free
gonna
architecture.
confuse my brain
Yeah.
the
I
whole time.
already like her.
So we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.